Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22 verse 14. If you're reading this, it's no coincidence. Those who are chosen are drawn to messages meant specifically for them. There's something within you that stands out, a deeper calling, a sense of purpose that may not be understood by others. You may not fully grasp all the reasons, but inside, you feel a weight, a unique mantle that only certain souls are meant to carry. This message is for the chosen few, those with a divine purpose on earth. It isn't for everyone. These words may not resonate with others, and they might turn away. But for you, each word is a reminder, a sign that your path is intentional and guided. It's as if these truths were written just for you, unlocking doors to understanding reserved for those set apart. Stay until the end, for these truths will strengthen your spirit, providing the wisdom and courage needed to walk boldly in your purpose. Let us begin, as one of the chosen, with a few lessons you must always hold close to your heart. You may have sensed this unique path for some time. Those around you might notice something distinct about you. Some are drawn to it, while others are perplexed. Not everyone will support or understand your journey. This is why the first lesson is discernment, learning what to keep within and what, if anything, to share. This is not about secrecy or deceit, but about spiritual protection, guarding your heart and mind. Some truths, some knowledge, and even some of your challenges are meant solely for you or for a few trusted individuals. Why, you might ask? Because there are those who won't understand, who might mock, doubt, or worse, twist your words and insights against you. The chosen often walk a path marked by misunderstanding, and misunderstanding can bring real risks. As Jesus said, "Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to tear you to pieces." Matthew 7 verse 6. As someone set apart, you carry pearls of wisdom, gifts, and anointing that not everyone is prepared to honor or receive. Protect these treasures with discernment. You aren't called to share every part of your journey or spiritual vision with those unable to appreciate them. Practice discernment in each encounter. Now, let us delve into the first essential part: secrets that you must keep to protect yourself. The first secret is to guard your spiritual understanding. Your spiritual wisdom is precious, and not every revelation is meant for everyone's ears, especially not for those who walk in darkness. As one of the chosen, you must protect these sacred truths. The understanding you've been given is a rare gift, a sacred insight that others may find strange or outright dismiss. This doesn't mean it lacks value, rather, they simply aren't ready to see it yet. Think of the prophets. They often spoke in parables, concealing profound meanings until the right moment. They understood the gravity of their words, knowing that sharing such knowledge too soon, or with unprepared listeners, could lead to mockery, misunderstanding, or even spiritual backlash. Hold these truths close, like a treasure. They're not for casual conversation or to satisfy someone's curiosity. These insights are gifts from God, intended to guide and strengthen you. Sharing them carelessly can cheapen their significance or, worse, turn them into weapons in the hands of those who don't understand. This doesn't mean you'll never share them. There will be moments when the Spirit moves you to speak, and you'll recognize the right time. Until then, trust in the power of silence. As Proverbs 12 verse 23 says, "A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly." God has entrusted you with pearls of wisdom for a reason, and part of that reason is to protect them until they're ready to shine in their full glory. If you've ever felt misunderstood after sharing something deeply spiritual, this may be why. Not everyone is equipped to handle what God has revealed to you. The path of the chosen often involves carrying knowledge that others aren't ready to grasp. Remember, your purpose is not to persuade, it's to fulfill your calling, and part of that calling is knowing when to keep sacred things close to your heart. Another secret you must keep as one of the chosen is your weaknesses. Yes, even the chosen have moments of vulnerability. Guided by the divine yet still human, you may encounter doubt, fatigue, and fear. These fragile parts of you are not for everyone to see. Why? Because not everyone will respond to your pain with compassion. Some may exploit it. We live in a world where spiritual energy is precious, and when you show your weaknesses to those without good intentions, you invite them to drain you. Spiritual predators are real, and they're drawn to the light within the chosen, not to cherish it, but to diminish it. Guard your heart carefully and be mindful of those you trust with your spirit. The world is filled with people who may smile at you up front, only to betray you later. Some, if they knew where your vulnerabilities lie, would use them against you. It's essential to protect yourself by holding certain things back, not out of deceit but out of wisdom. Knowing when to speak and when to stay silent is part of the journey of the chosen, a journey that requires strength, discernment, and unwavering faith in the divine purpose that guides you. I'm not saying to bury your humanity. We all need genuine connections and trustworthy souls who can see us at our lowest and still lift us up. However, people like this are rare. They are not part of the crowd, but rather a select few that God has sent into your life. Just as Jesus shared his agony in the Garden of Gethsemane with only his closest disciples, not with everyone, he showed us the importance of safeguarding our spiritual struggles. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26 verse 41. Even in pain, he demonstrated the need to protect the battles that are deeply personal and sacred. As one chosen for a divine mission, the wisdom and struggles you carry aren't meant for everyone. Remember, not every person is prepared to listen, and not every heart is ready to understand. Protect what God has given you. Not every truth is meant to be shared openly. Guard your spirit with discernment, knowing that some things are best kept close. One of the most sacred aspects to protect is your energy, a unique flame within you. Have you noticed how people seem drawn to you? As one of the chosen, your energy radiates uniquely, carrying a light that others may not fully understand but are still drawn to. This can be both a blessing and a burden. Your energy is the spiritual fuel behind your divine mission, yet there are people, and even spiritual forces, who seek to drain you. These are the people who constantly need help, who take without giving back, who bring negativity and drama, slowly sapping your reserves. They see the light within you, and instead of finding their own, they attempt to drain yours. Feeling exhausted after certain interactions isn't just your imagination, it's your spirit warning you that someone is draining your strength without truly supporting you. Understand this: you're not obligated to give to everyone. Yes, you're called to serve, but with discernment. Not everyone who seeks your energy deserves it. Some are here only to consume, to take, and to leave you empty. Protecting your energy is crucial to fulfilling your mission. Without it, you'll find yourself weakened, unable to carry out your purpose. So how do you guard it? First, recognize when you're being drained. Pay attention to how your body and spirit feel after being around certain people. If you feel heavy or depleted, that's a signal from God, guiding you to protect yourself. Trust in this intuition. If someone leaves you feeling worse, they aren't contributing to your growth. Create distance. Secondly, learn to say no. As one of the chosen, you must preserve your energy for those who truly uplift you and align with your path. Your mission is sacred, and so is your energy. By understanding who is truly worthy of it, you can stay strong, focused, and ready to fulfill the divine purpose that God has set before you. As someone with a calling, you naturally feel inclined to help and guide others. This is part of your purpose, yet even those with a strong calling must remember to rest. Learning to say no isn't selfish, it's wise. Setting boundaries preserves your energy, allowing you to give to those who truly need it while nourishing your own spirit. Guard your inner circle closely. Not everyone deserves access to your presence and energy. Surround yourself with people who uplift, energize, and respect the sacredness of your journey. Just as Jesus chose his companions wisely, we too must be discerning about those we allow into our lives. Bad company corrupts good character. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33. Jesus had his disciples and an inner circle, each level reflecting a degree of trust. From his example, we learn the importance of safeguarding our spiritual and emotional spaces. Your presence carries a unique, divine essence that impacts those around you. Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere in a room shifts when you enter, or how people seem captivated when you speak? This is no coincidence, it's part of your calling. However, with this gift comes responsibility. Not everyone should share in your space or energy, as some people may feel threatened, envious, or even try to dim your light. That's why you must be intentional about the spaces you enter and the people you allow close to you. To protect your presence, first, be aware of your surroundings. Some places carry heavy energies, and as one chosen, you are sensitive to this. Entering spaces filled with envy, hostility, or darkness can weigh you down. While your presence can influence a room, it is also vulnerable to being influenced by these energies. Be discerning about where you go and whom you spend your time with. Second, remember that your presence is precious, and not everyone is worthy of experiencing it. This isn't about pride, it's about wisdom. You wouldn't place a priceless treasure in a harmful environment, so protect the sacredness of who you are. Make careful choices about the spaces you enter and the people you allow into your life. This intentionality will preserve the strength of your purpose and the purity of your energy. As someone with a divine mission, you are not meant to be everyone's confidant or guide. Your calling is too significant, and with it comes the value of solitude. As one of the chosen, there will be times when you must step back to recharge and reconnect with divine solitude. This isn't about loneliness, but about spiritual renewal. By retreating, you allow your spirit to be refreshed and open to new insights for the path ahead. Even Jesus often withdrew to be alone in prayer, showing us the importance of solitude in maintaining connection with God. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed, Luke 5 verse 16. If he needed this time, how much more do we? Solitude is essential for those with a sacred mission. Your energy and presence are powerful, but they also need protection. By practicing discernment, setting boundaries, and embracing solitude, you preserve the core of who you are, ensuring you're prepared to fulfill your divine purpose. The power of silence is another valuable tool for the chosen. In a world that thrives on constant noise and the desire to be heard, there is incredible strength in knowing when to stay silent. This doesn't mean hiding your truth or living in secrecy, it's about understanding when to speak and when to hold back. Great spiritual leaders understand this silence carries a sacred weight. In moments of silence, you connect with God in ways that words cannot reach. Think about how often you've regretted words spoken in haste. Words have power, they can build or destroy, and once spoken, they cannot be taken back. Choosing silence, especially when others expect a reaction, gives you control over your own energy. Silence allows you to observe, discern, and gain a deeper understanding of what is happening around you. It acts as a shield. As one of the chosen, you will face moments where others provoke you, doubt you, or even mock your faith. In these moments, silence can be your greatest defense. By choosing not to engage in negativity or conflict, you protect your peace and preserve your energy. Remember, not every battle is yours to fight. Wisdom sometimes means choosing silence. Consider how Jesus remained silent before his accusers, choosing not to defend himself when questioned or mocked. He understood his purpose didn't require validation from the world. He was confident in who he was and what he came to accomplish. As one of the chosen, embrace this mindset. You don't need to justify your path to those who don't understand it. Let them talk and question, but let your silence be your answer. In doing so, you maintain control over your spirit and energy. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is key. There will be moments when you're called to speak, when the Spirit moves you to share wisdom or stand up for a righteous cause. In those moments, speak boldly. However, discern the difference between a divine prompting and an emotional reaction. Before responding, especially in emotionally charged situations, pause and ask yourself if this interaction is worthy of your energy. Will your words bring light, or will they contribute to the darkness? Will your response further your purpose, or is it just a reaction to someone's ignorance or negativity? Often, silence is the stronger choice. In silence, you preserve your dignity, energy, and focus. You deny negativity any power over you and create space for divine wisdom to guide you. Remember, even a fool is thought wise if they keep silent, as Proverbs 17 verse 28 reminds us. This leads us to the art of prudence, which goes hand in hand with silence but focuses on understanding what to keep close and what to share. As a chosen one, certain parts of your life, your spiritual path, your mission, are sacred and not for everyone's view. This isn't about fear or secrecy, but about recognizing that some aspects of your journey are too holy for public display. In a world obsessed with oversharing, prudence is essential. Social media and the constant desire for validation drive many to reveal everything, but for those called to a higher purpose, this can be risky. Your spiritual journey is separate, and not everyone should have insight into it. Prudence shields you from spiritual challenges that don't need to be faced by staying unknown. Oversharing can expose your plans, leaving you vulnerable to unnecessary obstacles. Practicing discretion helps protect both your energy and your path, ensuring you remain focused and spiritually fortified. Consider Jesus, who stood silent before his accusers. When interrogated and mocked, he chose silence over defense. Why? Because he knew his purpose didn't require validation from the world. He was certain of who he was and what he came to accomplish. As one of the chosen, embrace this mindset. You don't need to justify yourself to those who don't understand your path. Let them talk, let them question, but let your silence be your response. In doing so, you maintain control over your spirit and energy. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is crucial. There will be times when you're called to speak when the Spirit urges you to share wisdom or defend a righteous cause. In those moments, speak boldly. But discern the difference between a divine prompting and an emotional reaction. How do you know when to speak and when to stay silent? The answer lies in discernment. Before reacting, especially in emotionally charged situations, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, is this worthy of my energy? Will my words bring light, or will they blend into the darkness? Will my response serve my purpose, or is it merely a reaction to someone's ignorance or negativity? More often than not, silence is the stronger choice. In silence, you preserve your dignity, energy, and focus. You deny negativity any power over you. Most importantly, you create space for divine wisdom to guide your steps. Remember, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent and discerning if they hold their tongues. Proverbs 17 verse 28. The sixth secret is the art of prudence. Prudence goes hand in hand with silence, but has a different focus. It's about understanding what to keep close and what to share. As one of the chosen, certain aspects of your life, your spiritual journey and mission need to be hidden. This isn't about fear or secrecy, but recognizing that some things are sacred and not meant for everyone. In a world fixated on oversharing, prudence becomes essential. Social media, constant validation, and the desire to be known drive many to reveal every detail. But for the chosen, this can be risky. Your spiritual path is separate, and not everyone should have an opinion on it. Why is prudence important? Prudence protects you from unnecessary spiritual challenges that come with being too exposed. When you share too much your plans, struggles, victories, you invite others into your journey. Some may come with envy, others with ill intentions, and some without knowing the harm they cause. Imagine your spiritual path as a young sapling needing time to develop strong roots before facing the elements. Expose it too soon, and it becomes vulnerable. Your path is no different. Until you're firmly established, be cautious about what you reveal and to whom. This doesn't mean you'll never share. There will be times when your story will uplift others, and moments when you're led by the Spirit to share. But let those times be guided by wisdom, not by a desire for attention or approval. Protect your spiritual growth. Prudence is crucial, especially as you progress spiritually. You'll have breakthroughs, revelations, and moments of divine insight. These gifts are meant to strengthen and guide you. Sharing them prematurely can lead to misunderstanding, ridicule, or even spiritual attacks. Enemies, both in the physical and spiritual realms, thrive on knowledge. The more they know about your progress, plans, and struggles, the easier it is for them to undermine you. That's why prudence is key. Keep your spiritual advancement silent until it's time to share. Move quietly, and let your spiritual strength and successes speak volumes when the time is right. Prudence also applies to relationships. Not every relationship should be public. Some are sacred and divinely orchestrated for a purpose. This is especially true for romantic relationships. You may attract those drawn to your light but not aligned with your mission. Be wise in choosing whom to keep close and trust with your deepest truths. Prudence in relationships protects the divine bond from external judgment and negativity. Finally, consider the power of moving in silence. This means making choices, pursuing goals, and progressing on your spiritual path without announcing every step. Silence holds power because it allows you to build without distraction or interference. When you move in silence, you protect your progress from external opinions and expectations. You stay focused on your mission and your relationship with the divine. And when it's time to share what you've built, the impact will be profound. As the chosen, silence and prudence are your armor in a world full of noise. By embracing these, you safeguard your purpose, energy, and the sacred aspects of your journey. Walking a unique path requires mindfulness, wisdom, and restraint. As a chosen one, protect your progress by carefully choosing your words, guarding your spiritual journey, and being selective with who you allow into your inner circle. Not every thought or insight is meant to be shared, and not every conflict demands a reaction. Embrace the strength of silence and discretion, which guard your spirit and the divine mission that God has entrusted to you. Another essential aspect is mastering your emotions. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience. You'll feel joy, sorrow, anger, love, and frustration. But unlike others, you cannot allow these emotions to control you. To fulfill your purpose, you must understand your emotions rather than let them overwhelm you. Mastery over emotions doesn't mean suppressing them, but rather recognizing their source and channeling them in ways that support your mission rather than hinder it. This mastery is crucial because, as a spiritual warrior, you need to stay grounded and focused even in challenging situations. When emotions run high, judgment becomes clouded, and wise decisions become harder to make. Both spiritual and physical enemies thrive in chaos. If you let emotions drive you, you become vulnerable to manipulation, distraction, and potential failure. Consider the story of Moses. Even after leading his people out of Egypt, he struggled with his emotions. In a moment of frustration, he struck a rock rather than speaking to it as God commanded, an act that ultimately cost him entry into the promised land. Even the most chosen among us can be derailed by uncontrolled emotions. To master your emotions, start with self-awareness. Tune into your inner world. When anger rises or sadness overwhelms, pause and ask yourself why. Emotions often stem from deeper issues, fears, past wounds, or unmet expectations. Identifying the root allows you to address the cause rather than react impulsively. This emotional mastery strengthens your resolve, protects your spiritual journey, and keeps you aligned with your divine purpose. The next practice involves mastering your emotions by learning to respond rather than react. When a powerful emotion surfaces, avoid acting impulsively. Take a moment to breathe, focus on your inner self, and ask, what is the wisest action here? This pause prevents hasty decisions that you might regret. Remember, mastering emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. Suppressed emotions don't vanish, they build up and may explode later. Instead, acknowledge your emotions without letting them control you. Be the master, not the servant, of your feelings. Channeling emotions effectively can become a source of spiritual strength. When directed wisely, emotions like righteous anger can drive change, pushing you to take impactful spiritual or social action. Likewise, sadness can deepen compassion, leading you to heal and support others. The key is to transform emotions into a source of strength rather than a weakness. When you feel a strong emotion, ask yourself how you can use it constructively. Frustration can fuel perseverance, sadness can enrich empathy, and joy can uplift those around you. By channeling emotions into spiritual strength, you stay aligned with your divine calling. As Proverbs 29 verse 11 states, a fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise person quietly holds it back. With these practices, you are now equipped to walk your chosen path with courage and spiritual power. Remember, you are not alone. Greater forces guide each step you take. Trust in that, and know you are here for a purpose beyond your imagination. Thank you for journeying with me. If this resonates with you, please like this message, share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls dedicated to spiritual growth and self-improvement. Be blessed, and continue to shine your light. Until next time, may God bless you always.